evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of The Cali Effect. Today, we're going to be doing The Cali Effect Answers Your Questions. And if you have added me on Facebook, you obviously have asked me a question when I said I'm doing a video tomorrow and I'm going to answer your questions. I'm going to be answering everybody's question on here, no matter how ignorant they may be. For example, Leo's question: will you go to locals with me next Saturday? He knows I go to locals every Friday. I don't really go on Saturdays, but I probably will make time if the stars and the constellations and everything does go according to plan. So, Leo, you have my number. I don't know why you asked that question. You can always message me and text me. You're a good guy. Next is a question by Kelvin DeSilent Trailer. Oh, I see what he did there. Kelvin DeSilent. He's like DeSilent. Can I duel with you tomorrow or on Dev Pro? You can duel with me anytime I get on Twitch and I do dueling on Twitch. That will be the perfect time to play against me, with me, whatever. Mainly because I don't play on Dev Pro that much, like, period. Do you think this is a question by Joe Tipox. Do you think Star Seraphs give decks such as Sudal, Tellarknight enough support to match or beat Necros? That Star Seraph stuff is really good. I actually really underrated it, and I feel kind of bad for underrating it because I was like, nah, it's alright, but it's really good. But, I mean, unless you're playing a deck that already has a good matchup against Necros or already runs certain cards to help beat Necros, I don't think it's not going to do anything, because essentially the Star Seraph cards only get you draw power, and the destruction is nice. So I don't know. I know it's really good in Satellar. I feel like it's premier in Satellar. As for Shadowls, I think that the Shadowll deck should really focus on summoning Nephilim when it comes out, and actually focused on summoning all their Shadowll monsters, because all of them are good except for Wendigo. So, you know, that's the thing right there. The next question by Joe is thoughts on Konami not releasing the Outer Gods. Of course, we would have a completely different format. Like, it would be... we wouldn't even be playing Necros. That's my prediction. We would be playing every single deck, Nodin / cookie cutter deck, which is not bad if you like the GOAT format. But for people that actually want to play Yu-Gi-Oh with, you know, multiple decks, then yeah. If you ask me, Nodin is he's really good. It's really, really good. It's so good that Konami decided not to give it to us because they know that the Yu-Gi-Oh isn't ready for a card like that. They use the OCG like guinea pigs, if you ask me. My favorite deck of the format would definitely have to be Plant Princess right now. I didn't expect the deck to be so fun to play, and it's just a really fun deck to play. Me and Simo, we play a couple of games all the time with it. He plays Mermels, I play Plant Princess, and we go back and forth. Spoiler alert, no. You guys will probably see it later. Do you think Konami will bring Insector Hornet to 2 next TCG ban list? I do not. I think that Insectors aren't necessarily good even with Hornet and Dragonfly, you know, all that. I think that they're ill-designed with multiple copies of Hornet and Dragonfly. And I feel that Konami should address Insectors, but just give them other cards to make them good. While, you know, Hornet or Dragonflying the opponent's window or, you know, any of the Shadow or Burning Abyss monsters doesn't help. I just feel that it's not greatly designed. Do you think World Superstars is worth investing in? This question is asked by Michael Smith. I do not. Michael Swiss, I'm sorry. The only thing worth getting in the World Superstars is the stick and chair. Everything else you can pretty much buy for the cheap. I don't believe that this set is worth investing in at all. It's really, really good set, but as far as like money-wise, it's a horrible set. It's a lot of interesting cards in there though. When Yu-Gi-Oh ever helped me get laid, Joe, just for you, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Dark Magician girl that wants to get laid by you. I mean, come on, your name is Joe. I mean, you Joe kidding me? I like that one. That was a good pun. This one's asked by Benjamin Colmenares. What's your opinion on Black Wings, and will you please do another deck list with the side deck cards against Necros? Well, I think that I answered your question already. You can apply the last Blackwing deck profile to this format. It isn't really much of a change. And for side deck cards against Necros is, I've already given you guys the keys on how to beat Necros with the help of a lot of good people in the comment section, posting cards that, you know, I obviously missed in that series. So, yeah, Benjamin, I think I've already done that. As far as making another Blackwing deck profile, I doubt that much would change in the new one. And on top of that, like, the Cali effect is based on certain time frames where I have to do certain decks. Can't really go into that. The next question is by Jesse Pinetto. Do you think Yu-Gi-Oh! Should officially go into set rotation now? The power creep in the game already makes it so you have to play the newest decks to compete. Why not just make it an actual set rotation? Well, Jesse, to answer your question, I believe that it is already actually a set rotation. You hit it right on the dot, is that we play the new decks coming out of the next set. But that doesn't mean that older decks from the last set couldn't compete at a local level. When people think about the format being broken and the format being one-dimensional, I really think that a lot of people should just go to their local level events. You could practically play anything as long as your locals isn't full of a whole bunch of douche. Or, if you do are around a really competitive local, maybe you should go to more of a casual local so you can play more casual cards. That's just how it's always been with Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately, but hopefully Konami will realize that set rotation isn't like the best thing, and they'll come up with an alternative making everything good and continue to release support for every set. In every set. That's pretty much it. The next question is by Pedro Robles. What is the most expensive deck you've ever had? Well, Pedro, I think I have to take you guys a little back to my Holy Grail series. Yes, we will have another Holy Grail series coming out this year, and I don't get rid of decks that I play. I just don't. I put them in a binder. I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 binders dedicated to my deck. So the most expensive deck, you'd have to just check the Holy Grail. I have so many cards that are just really expensive, and I can make just about anything I want. But inside of one deck, I couldn't even think, man. Maybe, I don't even know. I just couldn't even answer that question. Everything is really expensive for my stuff. What is the second best deck in your opinion? I think I like Shadows a lot. I like BA. Cleaforts are actually pretty good, but I think Elemental Heroes are a very big sleeper in this format. Just the fact that they can go Dark Claw first turn and just do whatever they want. It's tremendous. It's really good, and a lot of people doubt the power of Dark Claw. It can take on Necros single-handedly, especially if you have some back row. It can main Crutch Card Virus. It has so many ways to combat Necros, and if you ask me, the second best deck will have to be able to combat the first best deck, and in that essence, Elemental Heroes put themselves in the best position. Why are you so effing salty? Check with me next Sunday. Spoiler. Build a time machine and go back to Teledap format and sell stuff with the cheapest prices. You think you make money? You know what? Back when UDE ran Yu-Gi-Oh!, to be honest with you guys, I didn't have to sell cheap. I could have sold expensive and still made money because stuff never goes down. UDE running Yu-Gi-Oh! Opposed to KDE running Yu-Gi-Oh! UDE is very beneficial for the vendor. I think that's a really interesting question though, but only time would tell. I think that's the irony behind it. What's your opinion on the new Red Eye support cards? I think they're awesome. To be honest, I think that it's really awesome that Konami took an archetype, or what we didn't know was an archetype that's completely crappy, and then made it into something actually decent, if not really good. The Red Eye support's really good, if you ask me. Why haven't my cards come in the mail yet? That's a question you might have to address with your mailman, because they've been sent for quite some time. The next one is by Jordan Massengill. How do you rate your dueling skills, deck building, ECT? Well, if this was Madden, my dueling would be maybe in-game or outside of the game, it'll be like an 80. And then once I hit the in-game, it'll be 99, because it depends on if I try or not. My deck building, if this was Madden, it would have to be a 99. My skill, if this was Madden, would have to be a 99. My ability to foresee opponents' plays would have to be a 99. If you guys are catching, everything would be pretty much 99. But all in, honestly, I think that I'm a really good player. Sometimes I do lapse in focus. That happens to everybody. We're all human. I also feel that when I try, I don't try for Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! is more of a hobby than, something like a sport. Football is a sport. Football is something that I put my heart into. But don't get me wrong, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I love putting my heart to it, but just in a different way. It's not more of a competitive aspect. But when I do try, I don't feel that there's not a single thing that I couldn't do inside of Yu-Gi-Oh! What's 9 plus 10? 19. You thought I was going to say 21? No, 9 plus 10 is 19. Next question is by Johannes Dyerbach. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. Opinion on the new heraldic chronometry would support viable. Opinion on the new MST new hand trap from Cross. Well, it would have been nice for you to, like, set the card names so I could have Googled them. But fortunately, I actually know what you're talking about. The new Galaxy card is amazing. I feel like people should start mainboarding 2 or 3 of those, and sideboarding Mistral Space Typhoon. Twister will become an obsolete card. The new hand trap, I like it because it's a light monster. I think it's really good. I forget its name, but I know it destroys cards and it doesn't negate. It's still a pretty good card. The heraldic chronometry support, I don't know if you mean by viable. If you mean viable by playable, then yes, the deck's really playable. But if you mean viable by like tier 1, no. Not even close. But the deck is still really, really, really fun to play. The next question is by Valentine Otabirov. What's your opinion on the DDD archetype? I don't know. I've probably seen it being played a couple of times, but I still have no idea how to play it. I know it involves paying life points to do certain things, and then other cards negate life points. It seems like an interesting deck, and from what I know, it does synchro fuse, do all that other crap. So it seems interesting, but I have no idea. Do you think Brain Control and Sangan can come back? Asked by Daniel Blunt. I do not. Both. Well, Brain Control is even more broken than Sangan. Brain Control is like Snatch Steal on steroids, and we saw what happened to Snatch Steal. And Sangan is just, I probably could see Sangan coming back with Tour-Guide at 1. It doesn't really serve that much of a threat, but I'd probably rather keep it banned or errata it and bring it back. I don't really see a need to bring Sangan back. The next question is by Justin Kuntz. What would you say the card of the format is? For example, Vanity's Emptiness was last format. Well, last format, I strongly believe the card of the format was Snatch Steal. This format, even though it's barely shaping up, the card of the format is Mind Crush. Mind Crush is just, oh man, Mind Crush is the card. Like, I've never fell more in love with Mind Crush, except for the Lightstorm format, but that's a totally different story. But I understand exactly what you would say. Last format, I would definitely have to say Snatch Steal. This format, I have to say Mind Crush. Alan Michael Chagola. Other than rank 3, 4, and 7, which XCs has the best cards in it? 8. 8 has the best cards in it. You have Felgrand, you have Tachyon. Well, Felgrand should already speak enough, but you have a lot of great rank 8s. Only 2 of them I can think of right now, but rank 8 is the best, it's just there. And rank 8 actually has access to rank 10s and just so many other things. Behind rank 8, I think rank 6 would be a good close second. Then rank 5, or maybe rank 2. Rank 2 has actually gotten pretty good too. All of those ranks are really good if you ask me, but rank 8 would definitely be the best rank. The next is by Tate Phillip Parsons. What do you think about Noble Knight during this format? I think Noble Knights will be really bad. I'm sorry. I like the deck as well, but I don't think they'll compete at all. I think they'll just be really bad. What is your favorite deck of all time? Asked by Justin Hesterly. That's a good question. I used to have favorite decks of all time. Now I just have a lot of favorite cards. I really couldn't pick about my favorite deck of all time because there's just so many decks that I feel are really, really cool to play. Really depends on my mood. I want to say about a month ago it was Shadow. Now I'm more towards Plant Princess. That would be my favorite deck of all time for right now. Next month, you probably ask me, it'll probably be Fire Fist again. There's just so many. The last question is by Jack Hooker. What was the best experience at an event you've attended? World Championship 2013 in Las Vegas, the best experience ever. I got to meet Erica Schroeder. I had so many cards signed by her. Really good friends with a lot of people that went there. We just had so much fun at that event. It was a blast. Next, after that, because you really can't compare a World Championship to anything else. I actually couldn't compare them because the Worlds was just amazing. All the other events, they were all right. The ARG event that I did attend was probably my worst experience at any Yu-Gi-Oh event whatsoever. Mainly not because of the staff. Well, actually, I guess it would because of the staff, because you have to pay to get in, and everybody was playing. It was not like really hate trade. It was more like, or hangout or anything. It was more like play or get out. That's the feeling that I got from ARG. Hopefully they've changed that. But definitely World Championship 2013, best experience ever. It was just so much fun being there. Well, I think that is about. I hate you, Justin. I hate you so much. Oh, if you guys didn't know, 16 years ago, the New Orleans Saints gave up 6 draft picks to move up and select Ricky Williams. I mean, I hate you, Justin. Anyways, thank you guys for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys got to know me a little better, but most of all, guys, enjoy.